Yes, my name is Jeff Maxted. I'm the Director of Technical Consultancy at BLP Insurance. BLP Insurance provide warranties in the residential sector and latent defect insurance to the commercial sector. Latent defect insurance provides protection to the building owner once the building is complete and will, subject to the claim being assessed, pay for the repairs of any damage or defects that occur during a 10 or 12 year period. Modern methods of construction have been around for a very, very long time, and essentially it's any form of construction that's not deemed traditional, i.e. brick and block or brick and timber frame. Well, we're going through a very difficult time certainly in the housing industry, where we need to build 250,000 homes a year to meet demand, and currently we're building somewhere between 100 and 150,000. So that increase in supply has got to come from somewhere. We will not be able to achieve that through the traditional house builder route for a number of reasons. First, there's a desperate lack of materials in the construction industry, huge backlog of certainly bricks, can be anything up to 60 weeks delivery. It's a huge problem. And also skills. We've a huge shortage of tradesmen in the UK. We're having to bring in a lot of skills from abroad, and the cost of providing that is increasing all the time, which makes the cost of traditionally built homes more expensive. And of course, house builders will not build homes that they won't be able to sell, so they will only build in accordance with the demand that they see, and that is not going to meet the huge need that we currently have. So we need to look at other providers, and the offsite industry is certainly going to be one of those providers that needs to step in and fill the gap of something like 100,000 homes a year. Traditional house builders are not going to be the people who really are going to be using offsite construction. They may dabble with it, but they know what their traditional customers like to see. So they'll play around with it. But the real growth area for offsite construction is going to be the private rental sector. It's already beginning to boom in London, and we will see more and more developers coming into the market. So there will be a huge growth in private rental sector. And offsite construction, through its repeatability, and most of these build to rent or private rental sector developments will be repeatable, and that ideally suits the offsite market. So we'll see a very large growth in that area. The growth of PRS will be funded by institutional investors who are looking to invest in secure, large-scale developments. We're not looking at small scale here. We are looking at big development schemes with large numbers of units, and they will be a huge attraction for investors in the UK. The main advantage of offsite construction, or MMC, modern methods of construction, is quality. Because one of the other real problems we have with traditional construction at the moment is performance levels of the built dwelling or property. Generally, buildings are failing to perform by up to 30% of what was designed, and that's a real issue. And again, it goes back to the problem with skilled trades on site. So having a home effectively built in a factory with all the controls and quality procedures that are in place will mean that the quality on site is so much better. It will help with improved performance in terms of the thermal qualities of the building, and reduce energy and running costs and maintenance costs of those buildings built from offsite techniques. Quality is paramount to the consumer. We've been involved in ensuring that modern methods of construction are built to a high standard. We're involved in a process called BOPAS, which is a Build Offsite Property Assurance Scheme, which was driven really by the major mortgage lenders and the Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors, who were becoming more and more concerned with the amount of offsite construction they were seeing in the residential sector. Surveyors didn't understand how to value these properties, how long they would last, and what the impact of any defects would be on the mortgageability of those properties. So BLP Insurance, Lloyd's Register and Build Offsite created BOPAS to provide reassurance that In the initial stages, the design process, the factory process produced regular quality construction from inception through to the factory gate, and their BLP Insurance undertake durability assessments to ensure that what goes on site and how it's put together on site is durable for a period of up to 60 years. If you go to the BLP website, www.blpinsurance.com, there'll be a whole range of information about our insurance and also our additional services such as boat pass and our other consultancy services that we can offer.